The Patriots should do pretty well on the defensive side of things with that tough defensive philosophy and their good fielding gloves, but when they change things over in between innings, don those batting gloves, they say they'll do well on the offensive side of things as well because they've got some power in this lineup. Now, lots of golfers are having a good time, but only one of them is really using their head. We found one player using a hockey stick rather than a golf club. When you go to a small school like Bagley-Foston and you run your practices on a gravel track, you don't really expect to win state titles, so the first state title of any kind in school history came as quite a surprise. Now, these stands may be empty right now, but tomorrow night they'll be filled with fans, and every eye in the house will be focused on Hanowski. Now, he says he'll be glad once the record is behind him and he can focus on what's really important, a state title. John Ingham recently returned from a trip to Seoul, South Korea, where he appeared before the board of the Kukiwon of the World Taekwondo headquarters and earned his 7th degree black belt, making him a Grand Master.
The test was surreal. I mean, we're in the homeland of Korean martial arts, obviously, with 3 10th degree great grandmasters at the board, at the table there testing us. So it was quite an experience. And then the 12 people that I took over there were all black belt students of mine, and they were allowed to watch the test. So not only am I in front of them, but I'm in front of people that I teach every day too. So a little bit of pressure.
Ingham withstood the pressure to accomplish something he's been working towards for 32 years. He says the excitement of becoming a Grandmaster is quickly leading him to new challenges.
It's the big moment, a lot of excitement, but then I don't know if you've experienced this yourself or not, but afterwards it's kind of like, okay, what's next? You know, so there's a little bit of, I don't want to call it depression, but you got a big, huge high, and then you got to come back to earth and look for the next goal.
This after-school class is part of that next goal. Throughout his career, Ingham has always strived to make his students better at Taekwondo than he is.
And that's the true test of an instructor, is if you can create students that actually surpass you. So right now I'm focused on teaching. We're not only teaching fighting here, but we're teaching a way of life. Like our top goal is to stress manners and respect, and also to teach the kids courtesy, integrity, self-control, and indomitable spirit. Setting a goal and working towards it and achieving it and always striving to better yourself.
Something Ingham knows a lot about, his thirst for knowledge led him to become one of only 6 senior instructors in the world of a fitness routine called Russian kettlebell training.
The kettlebell really fast-tracks your conditioning. It gets you incredibly strong, it gives you good endurance, and it gives you wiry, lean strength. And it goes a long ways to prehabbing and rehabbing bad knees and bad backs.
His unique knowledge and skills allows him to travel the world to teach groups such as the Texas Rangers baseball team and the South Korean military, but it's from his studio in Brainerd that Ingham says he gives back to the community he loves. For Lakeland News at 10, I'm Aaron McElherne.
Local sports with Aaron McElherne.
Hi everyone, welcome back. The Bemidji High School football team finishes off their regular season tonight at home against Rocori. The Jacks need a win to finish 4-4 and get their first 500 record since 2001. Head coach Troy Hendricks telling the guys pregame he wants a win.
Win or lose, guys, I'm proud of your efforts you've had this year. But I want to end it right. Let's end it right. Let's get that W.
First half, the Spartans are in control, though. They lead by a touchdown when they get it back with 1:26 to go before half. The pass from Derek Lesser to Sam Morardi caps a 9-play, 83-yard drive. They leave 13-0 at the break. Third quarter, all Lumberjacks. Ryan Stevens to Ryan Rude for the long touchdown here on the first second-half possession for them. The defense would then force a 3-and-out, and they waste no time going deep again. Rude with the catch. He goes 70 yards on this play, far sideline for the score. Bemidji would score again on the last play of the third quarter and lead 21-13. But Rocori scored 14 points in the fourth and win it tonight 27-21. The Little Falls High School football team was also in action tonight. The Flyers are 4-3 on the year. A loss last week to 9th-ranked Alexandria broke a 2-game winning streak. The Flyers look to bounce back against Sauk Rapids. Sauk Rapids Rice in town. 28 seconds to go in the first half. Flyers trailing 14-0. Alex Scott connects with Brian Majerus. He's going to dive for the end zone. He's ruled out at the 1-yard line, out of bounds, 27 yards on the play. That catch leads to this score. Scott takes it himself for the QB sneak. He gets stuffed at first, but a great second effort, and he's in. They're on the board, but they trail 14-6. Flyers defense kept them in the game tonight. Third quarter, Sauk Rapids' Cody Meyer fumbles on the run, and it's recovered by Scott. He's all over the field making lots of plays. The Flyers have a chance to tie it up. but turnovers hurt the Flyers as well. Scott tries to launch one in the end zone for Eddie Wenzel, but it's intercepted by Eric Bjork. The Storm would hold on to their lead and go on to win 14-6 this evening in Little Falls. We also have a Brainerd High School football score for you. They fall on the road tonight at Sartell, 28-0. The Lake of the Woods Bears are making their second trip to the Bemidji area this week, and the 8th-ranked team in Class 1A hopes to avoid their first back-to-back losses of the year in tonight's match against Clearbrook-Gonvick. Bears versus Bears in this one, so I'll take the Bears. Who are you picking, Dennis? Clearbrook-Gonvick started game one hot here. Freshman Brittany Wagner picks up not one, but 2 blocks to tie the game at 11. However, Lake of the Woods started to pull away after the spike by 6'2", Ashley Feldman right here. It's going to leave the mascot shaking his head. I think it's the Clearbrook-Gonvick Bear, because that was a heck of a play. Lake of the Woods wins game 1, 25-18. The second game was all Lake of the Woods. Here, Shelby Nosen crushes this spike right in front of the back row to put Lake of the Woods up 21-8. They win game 2, 25-9. And they take that momentum into game 3 as Feldman unleashes that spike with smoke trails behind it for one of her 9 kills. Lake of the Woods wins game 3, 25-15 to sweep in 3, 25-18, 25-22, and 27-25. We have some other high school volleyball scores for you this evening. Boston all over Thief River Falls 3-0. Hibbing on top of Grand Rapids 3-1. Sabika 3-0 over Bertha Hewitt. Crookston 3-0 on top of Bagley East. Grand Forks 3-1 in 4 over Park Rapids. Winnemac 3-0 over Climax Fisher, and Howard Lake over Piers this evening 3-0. Well, Philadelphia will defend their 2008 World Series championship. The only question that remains before the Fall Classic begins is who will the Phillies face. We could find out tonight. The Yanks a win away from the AL pennant. Lots of Minnesota fans rooting for the Angels because of that guy, Torrey Hunter, with runners on second and third in the bottom of the first with no outs. Base hit up the middle, scores Sean Figgins and Bobby Abreu. It's 2-0 Angels. The 7th inning was a crazy one this evening. The Yanks would score 6 in the top to take a lead, but the Angels tie it, and then a hit by Kendry Morales to right, and the Angels are back on top, 7-6 in the 7th. I told you it was a crazy inning. They're in the top of the 9th now, the same score, 7-6. The Angels looking to push it to another game, Dennis.
So if the Angels do push it to another game, then now the series would head back to New York for those last possibly 2?
That's right. It could go to 7, and they both 6 and 7 would be in New York.
Okay.
The 2009 Bemidji High School volleyball team will be one of the tallest teams in Jack's recent memory. Bemidji hopes their newfound height can help them accomplish some of their lofty goals. Bemidji Lumberjacks coach Teresa Colligan is calling her 2009 squad the tallest in recent history, which should help with their offensive and defensive versatility.
All of our girls this year they're pretty versatile with their hitting. They're able to hit from outside, from middle and right side, which really helps. So you can run a lot more plays. So that's something that I look forward to seeing.
I think hitting will be our strength. We got a lot of tall girls that can pound the ball.
A change from last year is the switch from 2 setters to having just 1, which the Jacks say should be an advantage.
Well, the girls really get used to just the 1 setter, so they're used to my sets more, because when there's 2, they have to kind of adjust with both.
I think it's a little easier. You get to know 1 setter for all the hitters instead of 2 for everybody.
The Lumberjacks hope to use their height, versatility, and a new offensive system to meet their goal of making it to the state tournament. The Lumberjacks first take to the court on August 28th at home versus Perham.